Hi everyone, so my co-culture is volleyball or volleyball player. I started playing at 11 years old, so that's 8 years now. I played school, but I mostly played club volleyball, and that's what I wanted to focus on because that has the most impact on me socially. When I first started playing, I learned at school, so making friends on the team was easy because you play with your classmates. But when I started to get more competitive and I wanted to play club, I had to learn how to make friends on my own, like with people who I weren't new with. And I wasn't very good at making friends with my peers because I had been going to my high school since kindergarten, so I didn't need to make new friends. So interacting with my peers that I didn't know was kind of awkward. When I got on the club team that I used to play for, I learned the cultural value collectivistic, which was like group activities, learning to play as a team. And I had to learn how to rely on my other teammates because it's not about playing only your position and winning through just your position. Everyone had their own position, like back row, passers, setters, hitters. So you have to rely on everyone to do their part correctly so that the whole team can succeed. It wasn't ever about winning as an individual, it was always winning as a team. So if a hitter got a great kill, it was because the setter had a great set from a pass that was given by the passer. Everyone worked together to get this one goal, which was to win the game. The other cultural value that I learned was long-term. Because even though in a volleyball tournament you play a game, and that can be a short-term cultural value because when you're playing you want to win. So each game you win, right? But together all those short term become this one long term because you eventually want to improve your skills, and you improve because you play all these tournaments, you go to every practice, you work on your skills, you enhance all of your techniques. And for my club specifically, we used to go to a competition on the mainland at the end of every season, and that was our goal. That's what we tried to accomplish. We used all of our practicing, all of our tournaments here on the island so that we could take it up to the mainland and compete with the harder, more competitive teams. And that was what we worked for. That's how we improved ourselves. And it was a little awkward at first when I was playing because I had played with the same team for a few years now. But eventually everyone started to leave and go to the more competitive clubs. And it was strange at first because we had our own system of how we would win, and that's how we would compete in tournaments. That's how we knew everyone, how they played, how their playing styles were. And when the new players would come in, it would throw off the system. We wouldn't know how they played, and we'd have to figure that out throughout the season. So whenever we went up to the mainland, our goals were accomplished because by the end of that 8-month period, we'd know how each other play. So we'd get used to each other, and that was the long-term goal, so that we could go up to the mainland, play as a team with our system that works, even though everyone was new at the beginning. What I learned from the collectivistic cultural value was to work in a group, was to learn to rely on other people. And I also learned patience because even though I knew I wasn't the best on the team, there were people who were worse than me. And it was a little frustrating working with them just because my club was more focused on technique rather than like real competition. So it wasn't a very competitive club, but we could still hold our own. But it was a little frustrating because we would still have newbies who wouldn't know how to play, and it was a little awkward playing with them. And I learned how to work with people who weren't necessarily the strongest, but I also learned how to be patient with them just because you can't always have the best, you know? With the long term, I learned perseverance and hard work because there were so many times in volleyball where I wanted to quit because I was just sucking so bad, or we were just on a losing streak and I just wasn't having it anymore. But eventually I learned that through that's when you learn your biggest, that's when you learn the most because you see your errors, you see what you need to improve, and then you improve it. So that's my culture.